Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free.
Yeah, I think we lost him again. Is he there? CJ, I got this.
I'm here.
Okay, no, we just had all kinds of Morse code going on, man. Hey, welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. We have CJ Zaya on. He's an attorney in Florida where he's advocating for, I guess, what are you advocating for? The legal status of human beings to be able to be legal to stand in America? I mean, what are you asking for?
Well, I think we need immigration reform. We need Congress to act, to get off the duff, and if you want to seal the borders, fine, or not. That's regardless. We need to legalize and bring the 11 million people that are in the shadows out of the shadows.
Why?
And find why? Well, I mean, because I think that some of the reasons they're not allowed to be here, they claim to be because they're illegal. I think they have a right to status here, and they should be offered that, like all our forefathers did before. The funny thing is, if you know what a WAP is, it's an Italian. That means without papers. I mean, there's a history of this nation of abusing and stepping on immigrants, be it Irish, Chinese, what have you. And I don't think it's, based on natural law, it's a good thing. We should do what we say we do in our Constitution and Declaration of Independence, and that's basically why we need to.
Let's get to the Constitution. This birthright citizenship thing's got me. I mean, man, there's nothing they won't do. Now, explain to me what it is that they're trying to do. Because the way the Constitution is now, you're born here, you're a citizen. Well, they're going, no. We want to change that. If you're born here of someone that's not a citizen, you're not a citizen. Oh, and how are we going to do that? While they're in labor and they're in contraction, we're over there wanting papers. So this just smells bad. So tell me what's up.
It's against our basic fundamental setup of nation that we would change how we've been doing business all these years. But the truth of the matter is, not all countries have this automatic birthright, okay? I was born in a country called Colombo, Ceylon. Ceylon at the time is now Sri Lanka. My dad was a federal government employee, works for the federal government, a diplomat. And in that country, just by being born there, I can't be a Sri Lankan citizen, okay? Most countries don't have that. The United States does. Some do. So we have in our system that you're born here, you become a citizen. It's ingrained in our system, in our Constitution, and there's been legal arguments. It wasn't until 1920 that American natives, American Indians, were given the right to be U.S. citizens. We can change and modify. I'm just not a big believer of changing and modifying the Constitution. The reason they want to change it is because of this concept of anchor baby, which is a big misnomer. It implies that by having a baby in the U.S., temporary illegal immigrants can anchor themselves to the U.S., in the sense that they can get benefits and welfare. In fact, a U.S. citizen child cannot file for a U.S. visa for that citizen parent until that child reaches the age of 21. And then when they get to that age, that citizen applicant must also be earning at least 125% of the U.S. poverty threshold to be able to apply. So on top of that, temporary or illegal immigrants who have babies in the U.S. have no means of remaining legal in the U.S. They must return home and wait at least until the child reaches 21. Illegal immigrants usually cannot immigrate even after the child turns 21, since they usually face a multi-year or lifetime ban from immigration in the United States, regardless of the sponsorship. So the term anchor baby is a complete misnomer. You can't have a baby here and then just get status. That ain't happening.
Yeah, but it sounds good.
Well, exactly. It's propaganda. Just like when we speak, if we want to mold public opinion, and ours were brilliant with this, and of death taxes or state taxes, it really pushes an agenda to make it simple. Whether you agree or disagree, it's brilliant marketing, right?
Yeah,
So-
well, you need to get some brilliant marketing, and you're not. The Hispanic
would
community they're killing me. I give everybody their opportunity to say whatever they want, whether they're camped out on the Arizona State Legislature while they're rallying around. Heck, there's a lot of them down here making signs at the workshop. I don't care. I mean, you get to have your say, man. I don't care where you're from, what language you speak. The problem is that they will not, and they don't even understand it conceptually, they will not come up and say, you know what? I have no need, desire, or any kind of motivation to take from somebody else. I just want to work. Well, not a single time does that come out of the mouths of advocates such as yourself. Never.
Well,
It's always the corporate welfare and all this other crap.
No. I told you I was for workfare. If you're going to have some kind of assistance, the people here.
I don't want
that
an
come
assistance.
across-
I don't want a dime out of my
they're coming
pocket.
They're coming across the border to work. They don't care about welfare. They care about working, feeding their families. That's it.
No,
can
I
tell you,
understand.
ask
That
them.
is not. I have personal experience, man. You don't have to convince me. I'm good. Heck, I have a daughter and a son that their significant others are Hispanic. I got, Cinco de Mayo is like a holiday for me, man. Yeehaw. So
I bet you $1 million that if you asked people, we will give you your status, but for your lifetime, you cannot get public assistance. I will bet you there will be lines of people signing contracts and guaranteeing that just for the right to work.
no, cool. Where's the advocacy? Where is the advocacy?
Let's propose that.
I'm
Because
waiting on you now. I haven't been, shy about it.
Well, I'm telling you something. I'm going to mention it from now on. Because why not? Because the reality, I think I hate to say this, I think you're correct. I mean, that if you really talk to the average immigrant that comes here, they're not coming here. They're not in any illusion that the roads are paved with gold and they're just kind of cha-ching, except for maybe the Cubans that come, who have a right to be here by just stepping on the soil. That needs to change. What they're looking for is the right to work and the right to have liberty and the ability to do what they need to do.
You know how much easier it is to advocate for that if you make it very open and public? Everybody in your position, I've had this conversation. I go, how much easier would this be if you just blunted every single criticism with, hey, we'll make the agreement. We'll be the only true, self-sustaining, independent Americans in this whole freaking country. We don't want access to your goodies. Heck, we'll have our own schools.
I'm going to say something to you, and I've listened to a lot of people talk on this subject, both pro and con. Nobody has suggested that.
Of course not.
I'm going to start spreading that word because I will bet you that they would, and I'm going to ask them, if they would give up their lifetime ability to collect welfare or assistance, would they do that for the privilege of legally working in this country?
Oh, let me tell you, it's going to happen anyway because, the white boy is not going to be getting any welfare as this country spirals down. And if you guys come out first on this, guess who's more American? Guess who's the patriotic, self-sustaining pioneer crossing borders and seas and oceans and deserts and who's the good guys? You. This is so simple. Why do you think this love-evolution, this revolution thing that went around Dr. Paul's rhetoric with the young, it was all about self-sustaining. You own yourself. You're not going to put a gun to somebody's house and take their head and take their stuff. And I'm going, the Republicans do the same thing, like you say, for corporate welfare. I got baseball and football stadiums. Heck, I filed lawsuits against them doing what they did. I got so many lawsuits, I can't keep track of them. And the thing is that corporate welfare, we knew we were making fun of them when they do that. At the same time, these people make fun of, they go, oh, well, these guys, the welfare recipients, oh, they're brown, they must be on welfare. They're black, they must be on welfare. They're living in a trailer, they must be on welfare. At the same time, they're getting gazillions of dollars, to the tunes of hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars from some light rail system that nobody wants or needs. And I'm going, this is stupid. It's all welfare. It's all transfer from me to them. And the Hispanic community comes out and says, you know what? We are the only group, the only demographic that are advocating not to get any of it. Now you can go worry about all the big fat cats over here that got their lobbyists down at the legislature. Go get them. We're not the drain. We are not the drain. We'll educate our own kids. We'll provide for our own apprenticeships. We'll provide for our own, communities. We are the real freedom-oriented individuals. You do that, oh, it's going to get really fun for 2012, CJ.
I think they would agree to it. I think you're onto something. I'll bet you the average migrant would agree to it. The average undocumented
Of course
person
they
agree
would.
to it.
But the Democratic Party and the advocacies around this kind of stuff won't. So you got to lead them.
Republicans calling for that either, though.
Of course not, because they want their welfare.
Thank you.
What did you think? What do you think? Medicare and Social Security and recipient de la pension we got. They're in the streets right now in Wisconsin, New Jersey, and this is going to go countrywide. And if the first people out there saying, you know what, we're not going to be a drain on anybody, guess who wins the rhetoric? Guess who wins? You understand my point? Hey,
Absolutely,
CJ,
sir.
thanks for coming on. CJ, Zaya from Florida. We'll be right back. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.